Greetings everyone, it's the doctor. I'm back. Just want to deal with you just a little bit of knowledge, breaking down some of these things that, giving it a Moorish perspective. And we want to give a Moorish perspective today on a parable or fairy tale, child story called Humpty Dumpty, just so that you can, as Moorish Americans, see yourself. I'm gonna break it down line by line, and then we'll talk about it and go from there. First line is Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and we're gonna break this down into 3 sections. So I'm gonna give you the whole thing. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king horses and all the king men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's the whole thing. So we're going to start with the first line. Like I said, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Now the first part of this is Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty it's a name. It's a fictional name with no connection to land or God. You understand that, Moors? We've been in that state. Same Negro, black, or color. Has nothing to do with who you are. Humpty Dumpty, so he sat on a wall. So sat on the wall is the second part of this line. Now sat on a wall, or sat on, is the second part. And sat on deals with stagnation, because he's sitting. It also deals with not being upright. And now we know that our prophet Noah Ali told us, Moors are men, we upright, independent, and fearless. So we dealing with stagnation. So we know as black people we've been very stagnant, because of course, according to science, black means death. And so, and we know that dealing with the essence of being black, or a slave name, that's not an upright name. That's not a name that deals with the families of nations. And so, that part of the line tells you about the nature and the state of Humpty Dumpty or the black people. The last part of that first line is a wall. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Now the wall deals with the division, the line between one place and another. That's what a wall is. It divides things. It separates things. So the line is the division between one place and another. If you imagine yourself on high, in your proper state, the wall it separates between the soul and the physical. One place and another. So Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. He's sitting on the wall. He's not standing on the wall, but he's sitting. So he's right now at a place where he can go either way, depending on his nature. And if we once again correlate that to our story as a people, we are sitting on the wall. A wall between destruction and salvation. And there's one or two ways that, one or two things that can happen sitting on a wall. Okay, so let's go to the next line. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Okay, we already dealt with Humpty Dumpty, but still talking about those people, the nameless people with that fictional name with no land or God connected to the name, no pedigree, no bloodline. Just talking about these nameless, seems to be ignorant people with the name of Humpty Dumpty, and the name Humpty Dumpty is always diluted to ignorance. So the next part we'll look at is had a great fall. Now, all Moors, we know about the creation and the fall of man, and so let's look at that. When you have a great fall, When you have a great fall, you're no longer balanced, because obviously falling means you're off balance. You know, you're not able to sustain the position that you're in. Now there's a question: which side of the wall did he fall on, and what caused him to fall? Those are two great questions we have to look at in this scenario of Humpty Dumpty having a great fall. One, was it because he was stagnant and he sat on the wall that caused him to fall, or was he pushed, or did somebody knock him over the head, or was the fact that he had no direction, any wind or whispering jinn could influence or easily waver his position? But the whole thing is that he fell, and we know that we fell because we debased ourselves, tore ourselves away from the Creator, and that's why Humpty Dumpty fell, because his name, he had a name that was not his, that did not honor his mother and father. So it says, so we have to look at that. You know, if you have anything else to add to why he fell or what caused him to fall, you know, we would love to hear that. But remember that he fell because he wasn't balanced. We can liken this to the 35th clause in the United States Constitution, or we can liken it to not standing on a square, as dealing with the Moorish American Constitution, divine Constitution for Moorish America. Then it says, let's go to the next line. It says, all the king's horses and all the king's men. Now, when we deal with all the king's horses and all the king's men, it kind of gives us a perspective of which side Humpty Dumpty fell on. See, because when we deal with the king's horses, we're talking about beasts of burden. And then when we're talking about the king's men, we're talking about subjects of royalty. So we're talking about a manifest level here. We're talking about Humpty Dumpty falling from a spiritual nature down to a manifest nature. She said all the king's horses. You know, there's a lesson that only a Moorish American can teach a Moorish American how to be a Moorish American. So there's no way a horse or a subject, because it says also all the king's men, are subject or royalty on the manifest level. We're talking about ones that are subject, that are not of their bloodline. So that's one part of it, and then it ties into this next part of the line. Couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So why can't they put Humpty Dumpty together again? Well, man can't put a God back together, and the beast can't put a God back together. Man cannot put a God back together, and a beast cannot put a God back together. I'll say that twice so you can sink in. Because all the king's horses, we're talking about beasts of burden, they have no relation to the God nature. They are part of our dominion, because we know we are the Lord of the plane of soul and the plane of things made manifest. And all the king's men, they are subject. And so when we talk about king's men, we're talking about those who are striving, because we know only pure in heart can recognize their king, and we know that love is the Savior. So it says all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Man cannot put together a God. And so this once again shows us the side on which Humpty Dumpty fell, or how he fell and what he fell to. And so, knowing that he fell, then it brings us back to the state of what was Humpty Dumpty at the very beginning. If the beast couldn't put together, he wasn't a beast. The men couldn't have put him back together, he wasn't a man. But was the spirit man, and a seed of Allah, and a part of Allah, and is a thing that is infinite. So we just wanted to break down, give you a small breakdown on that parable, and be able to relate that, and maybe share that with your children or with your other Moorish kin as you break down this great lesson and this great saving power that our Prophet Noble Ali has brought to us. And it's just done in a way that our Prophet told us to make it plain, so that even a child may understand. So with that, we want to say praise Allah, honor to our Prophet, Islam and peace.